Hey everyone, Jason Spengler, the Santee Swapper, back with another unboxing. This one is very different. This one I actually am doing because I want to give a real shout out and a recommendation for someone who's done me a favor and I think is a great craftsman, and that'll be Bill Chadek, who lives in Nebraska. You'll hear a lot about him in this video, and I'll kind of promote him a little bit. But let me say that right from the beginning, that I am simply doing this. Wasn't something Bill asked me to do. There's no affiliate marketing here. I'm simply just saying that I am getting in today a box. It's a big box of things that Bill has restored for me, Boy Scout sheath knives and hand axes. And I wanted to kind of let everyone see the excitement, I guess, for me, anyways, of unboxing this and just kind of tell you a little bit about what Bill does because I think it's very unique. And some of the people that watch my YouTube channel and know me on Facebook might appreciate it and might even want to contact Bill and see if he might could help them out. So let's starting off. Here's what Bill does. Bill is a craftsman who lives in Nebraska, and what he has kind of crafted, I guess you'd say, is a unique offering. He takes old BSA sheath knives and hand axes and kind of just transforms them into works of art. I discovered Bill about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Actually, did a podcast where I interviewed him. I can show you that. We did a podcast, I believe it was podcast number 92 of my Scouting Confines radio. And you can go to my website, scoutpatchcollectors.com. If you click on podcasts, you can scroll down and you can find the link to listen to that episode and also the show notes page. But in that episode, I really sort of interviewed Bill about his work and what he's done and his sort of unique take on this. And so you will learn a lot more about Bill and it'll come from him rather than just coming from me. But what I have done, I'll just give you an example. This sits on my desk right over here. This was a Bridgeport that he redid for me and a BSA Western sheath knife. And Bill beautifully restored these and then turned them into what sort of a Kit Carson style sheath. All of this he made originally. He replaced the wood on the handle. But I'm not going to really show this one a whole lot during this live stream because I want to show you what he did with the ones that I just got in. So starting off with, here's kind of the story. I had recently gone down to visit someone that I've known for a long time in scouting who was ready to kind of sell off all of their old scouting memorabilia. They're moving on to different things, retiring. And so
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oop, gotta watch out for Siri. So I went to go visit that guy, and in the process of buying just all of sort of the leftover scout stuff that he was trying to get rid of, I ended up with several sheath knives and hand axes. Now, I will say some of you will already know who this gentleman is that I visited. For a long time, his eBay handle was Axeman, and he has an unbelievable collection of Boy Scout knives, axes, even Girl Scout axes. But in that, in all those boxes that he had, I did come across some of sort of the junk ones, right? The ones that were beat up. He obviously always was looking to upgrade to get better condition for his collection. And so he had half a dozen hand axes and almost half a dozen sheath knives that were just sort of scattered in the boxes of garbage, as my wife would call it, the scout garbage. And so I brought those back. And when I got them all together, what I did was I took pictures of them and I sent them to Bill and I said, here's what I have. Do you think you can work with these? And just to kind of give you a before and after effect, let me see if I can get the screen share to work. And I'll show you all what I sent him. So what I did just to make things super simple was I tagged all of the axes. And some of these are Boy Scout issues, and then a couple of them might not be. But you'll see as we go along, this was a nice plum, but again, pretty beat up. It's seen better days. Then this next one is also a plum. I think there is a very, very faded Boy Scout symbol there, but pretty beat up. This, I think, is called a Bridgeport. Someone had just painted it yellow at some point, and the handle was black. And there is, again, a BSA logo over there you can barely see. So this is all of the before pictures, and then we're going to open this box in a second, and you'll see the after. Here's another plum, again, just really kind of beat up. And, you know, all of you who are watching this, who are scout collectors, you likely have hand axes like this in your collection, or just through going to flea markets or thrift stores or whatever. You've come across this kind of stuff. And you can see that in its current state, all of these are just not that appealing. And you can see why my friend who I bought this stuff from had just kind of cast these aside as the ones that were, you know, kind of junky or, you know, just beat up and not really worth saving. And so, you know, again, small BSA logo there. This one does have a little bit more of the painted handle. This might have been one of the better ones. Now this one here, this is actually a larger axe. This is kind of in between a hand axe size and a bigger one. And so with this one, Bill actually, as part of the deal, wanted to keep this one. And I guess he's going to do something with that. He'll probably refinish it and maybe sell it privately himself or on eBay, which he does. But sometimes in dealing with Bill, I've sort of made trades. And so that might be something that also would appeal to some of you, because I know a scout is thrifty. So you might want to make a trade with him, and maybe he would refinish some of your hand axes, and then exchange, he would keep others. And then this is the last group, and you can kind of see with these sheath knives what's going on. Dirty, dingy, old. There were some sort of handmade sheaths on some of these, but some of these sheaths, you know, like to me, that's not exactly, you know, really beautiful. It's kind of beat up. And then you can see like this one, the sheath is just gone. It's just rotted away. It's just kind of trashed. Similarly here. And then this one didn't have a sheath. And then this one was actually a German scout knife that also did not have a sheath. And so take this out. So what you're seeing there, that's exactly what I sent him. And now we're going to see what I got back. So this will be kind of fun. He sent them back to me in a Christmas tree box. So I guess they're so, you know, such a big box. You got to recycle and reuse, right? That's what Boy Scouts are all about. So let me cut this open and get in here. See what I've got. Now, right about now, some of you will wonder, well, what am I going to do with all of these knives? Because one thing that I had told Bill in kind of promoting him and helping him, I said, look, I don't want you to refinish these things for me, and then I'm going to put them on eBay and you know, kind of compete against you and try to sell them, because that's a little bit of what he does. But what I will do with these is probably in my scouting journey, I will have an opportunity to gift these to folks who maybe you know, have done something really nice for me, or, you know, some, you know, who knows, maybe Eagle Scout kind of thing. There's always opportunities in scouting to give people gifts. And so that's kind of what my thought is with this, is that I'm not going to sell these, but in a way, to me, what I have done is kind of salvaged these, rescued them, and Bill has restored them. And then they are going to be put back into circulation. So I know you can't smell this box, but the leather smells so nice. That's really good. Getting all these out here. All right, I'm almost to the bottom of the box, guys. Oops. All right, yeah. Okay. All right, so I got a big old pile on my desk here. That's a little unmanageable. Let's see if I can move things around. All right, where to begin? All right, so again, what I want to show you is kind of the before and after. And unfortunately, I don't think he put tags on them, or probably got rid of the tags, so I can't match them up with the pictures that you saw originally. But you can kind of see how they turned out. And so in all of these, what Bill has done is sort of refinish the handles, and then he has created an original sheath to go on this. So he has the ability to do all the rivets himself, and then from an old BSA leatherwork kit, he put a stamp on them. The ones that are actual BSA hand axes, he put a BSA stamp on them. So this one here, if we pop it open, you can kind of see here, Again, I can't remember which one that originally was, but you can see that small BSA symbol right there. So this was one of the plums, I believe. And then he's painted it black and then sharpened and polished it. So all of these are nice and sharp. So that's one. All right, keep going here. Again, hard to kind of match them up with the pictures, but you can see what we've got. Get this one off. And this one is not a BSA knife or BSA brand, so he didn't put a logo on that. That was kind of what I told him. But again, all polished up. The head is painted. And this is, what he does. I mean, I'm not giving away any secrets here, but essentially what he does is he spends a long time polishing the metal with different grits of sandpaper. And so he can kind of get it to a nice shine. And then that's what gives it that finished look that is so nice. So there's another one. That's number 2. And I think you would remember this yellow guy from earlier. So let's see what Bill did here. So again, made that look nice and polished. Got a new head on it. Sheath, and that is, of course, a Boy Scout issue, so he used his leather kit there to bang that out. What do we got here? Okay. This, I think this style is a Bridgeport. I don't know for sure. It does have a little thing on the bottom there. And what Bill also does is kind of matches up the staining on the leather with the other colors in the handle. So you can see this one here. It's been nicely done. And that right there. So again, the idea that this is sort of, nice and shiny, polished up. This is, again, not a BSA one, but presents very, very... Ooh. All right, true story, guys. I just nicked myself. Bill Chadek. That's a sharp axe, boys. I should be using... someone's had to cut a corner off my totem chip. I think I'm going to survive. But that's pretty funny. All right. Let's see what this next one is. This guy here. Again, see the red. I think you probably can remember this one from the red here. And I'll pop that off. And I'll try to be a little more careful not to nick myself now. But again, catch it in the light here. You can see this guy. Now I'm going to be more careful so I don't draw blood again. All right, that one. Still going, still going. All right, got another one here. It's starting to bleed. I don't want to get my t-shirt all stained up. Here's another guy here. And again, all polished and got a black painted finish on it. Be a little more careful. I'll run out of Band-Aids. All right, we're going to get to the sheath knives in just a second. But again, you can see these handles have been stained to kind of get rid of some of that look. And then here, again, all polished and sharpened up. And that's another really nice plum. That was a good, really good plum. And then 2 more. Got a bunch. So this one might have been the one that was in the best condition coming in. You can see that even on the handle here, it says official Scout Axe. And then we have this here, which is, to me, is the thing that he does that I like the most, is where you sort of have this black mirror finish. Not black, it's clear, but he's able to do this when the heads are not really beat all to heck, which sometimes when he gets them, painting them black is kind of the only option there to kind of save it. But this one has all the nice color and just has sort of a shine. It's like sort of a mirror. You can see the camera in it, which I think is just so cool. And Bill's real flexible. He sent me pictures during the whole process, kind of telling me, hey, this is what it's looking like. He asked me questions about colors, about how I wanted things done. And so it really was a good experience to work with him. I can tell you that for this particular deal, all in, shipping, everything, it ended up costing me about $25 per piece to get them totally redone. But, here's kind of my theory on that. To me, it's kind of a bargain, because when I bought these in a collection, well, number one, I didn't really buy these individual items. I just bought the whole van full of stuff. And so these I ended up with. But essentially, to me, these items would be practically worthless in the condition that they were in when I got them. So the fact that Bill was able to sort of transform them into something that now really is beautiful, and for me that I could use as a gift item in scouting, I think is really, really cool. And so for $25, you're not going to be able to go and buy just to me, the numbers all add up. Okay, so we've gone through all the hand axes now, and as we saw earlier, we had 5 sheath knives, and we'll kind of show you these guys. And so this is this sheath knife from, I call it 1960s. I don't have an exact date on these guys, but in this case, this is a non-BSA sheath knife, similar to the Western, but not the same. And there actually is a name on this. It's, well, I guess it's like a German name. That is not any name that I really recognize, but you can see kind of the style there with that. And then Bill's created this. And again, what he's done is polished everything up really nicely. Sometimes he can even redo the wood on this handle, because this is actually not wood. It's like leather. I forget how he takes the knife apart. I don't know if he did that in this case or not, but I think that one looks really, really nice. And of course, these sheaths are made where you could put them on your belt, which I sometimes do. Go to the next one. Oh man, this one's nice. All right, so here we have a BSA Western, and if I pop this off, you can see this is to me, this is one of the things he does that's really cool. He redid the handle here. So if you look at that wood, if you were to go back and rewind the video and go back to those and see what that originally was, this was not the wood that was on there. He basically rebuilt the handle on this official BSA sheath knife, and again, just the mirror finish on that just becomes a beautiful piece. And again, to me, as just an item that you could gift to someone, they don't make these anymore, these sheath knives for the BSA anyways. And I think having something like that is really, really special. All right, so keep going, keep going. All right, number 3, again, this is that smaller one, and this is a BSA one as well, but it's a smaller style knife. This is a Remington. Okay, yeah. Okay, that explains why it's a little different. So this is a Remington sheath knife from the BSA. And again, this has all been redone, polished, looks really, really nice. And then Bill has made a sheath which fits there perfectly. This is actually kind of a smaller knife. It's kind of probably a little easier to wear than some of the other ones maybe, because it's just a little more petite. And then this one, you'll remember, this had the just absolutely trashed out leather sheath, and now it is beautiful. So again, if you go back and watch the video, you can see what that started off as looking like. And this manufacturer is a, now see that I have bifocals, it's hard to see here. I can't really read that. Farrell's something, I don't know. It's made in the USA. It has a kind of that unusual ridge on the back here, but then again, the unusual shape. I'm sure someone can tell me what this shape is if you are a knife guy, but I love how he redid the handle. Got that one there. And then the last one is this German Scout sheath knife. And so again, didn't even have a sheath knife on this at all. And you can see that Bill took the leather and made it to match the actual piece. And there we have this one, nice and polished up. So again, that German Scout knife with that German style BSA, or not BSA, but fleur-de-lis on it. Very nice. So, all right. So let me throw his contact information up here. If you've watched this video so far, again, licking my my cut finger. You can reach out to Bill. I didn't want to put his email in the comments or in the description because with YouTube, there's a lot of scraping that goes on with bots and stuff. And so some, Bill would start getting a bunch of spam messages from folks. But as far as I know, the little robots can't scrape it off the screen. So there you have his email address. If you want to reach out to him, please tell him that Jason Spangler sent you. Again, this is not I don't have a deal with Bill. I'm not getting paid or anything. I just am really, really happy with the work that he's done. And so I wanted to make sure that not only in doing a podcast with him, episode 92 of Scouting Hot Finds Radio, you can find it on Apple Music and all the other podcast directories, but also in just, him helping me, I wanted to kind of give him a shout out. So a couple of other things I would just want to throw up here real fast. If you enjoyed this content, you'll know that on my channel, I focus on scouting memorabilia mostly. I do a lot of unboxing videos where I buy collections from people. And so I would encourage you to like this video, which will make it get seen by more people, and then also subscribe to my channel. And then finally, just a shout out for my website, scoutpatchcollectors.com. That is kind of the home base for everything I'm doing on the internet. So I do a weekly newsletter that goes out to scouting memorabilia collectors, obviously do YouTube videos, and have some other stuff on there that you guys might want to go see, like my podcast and things like that. So that's all I have. Jason Spangler, the Santee Swapper. This is a very sort of unusual unboxing, but I wanted to show you all what Bill does to kind of plant some ideas and just to help his business keep going. Thanks a lot.